I haven't traveled as much in my entire life as I have in the last 2 years, sometimes with friends and family, and sometimes solo. Coming from an army background, I moved around a lot growing up, but we rarely travel for leisure. Most vacations meant visiting my parents' hometown or spending time with relatives. That was the extent of travel for me. But over time, movies like Ye Jawani Hai Diwani and Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara romanticized the idea of traveling, and I found myself longing to explore new places, cultures, and experiences. When I graduated in 2019, I felt like the world had opened up for me. I thought, this is it, and I am free now. So I started small, exploring Delhi and nearby areas. I was just 22 or 23. My friend and I made it a ritual. Every Saturday or Sunday, we would pick a spot, visit there, eat at popular places, and rate our experiences. But then COVID happened. It wasn't until 2022 that I went on my first ever proper trek to Hemkund Sahib. That was the moment I truly realized how much I enjoyed traveling. And honestly, who doesn't? At the time, I was 2 years into my full time job. Eventually, I moved to Pune. And as someone who constantly takes on personal projects, I barely found time to travel. But in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to do more. So eventually, I decided to quit my job to focus on my hobbies. And by then, traveling had firmly become one of them. For me, traveling isn't just about checking off famous landmarks to click pictures and post on social media, but it's about immersing myself in cultures, connecting with locals, and understanding their food, music, and stories. And those who know me understand how much I value deep, meaningful experiences. Without that, I lose interest quickly. Shallow things just don't fascinate me anymore. So, after quitting my job, one of the first things I did was take my mother on trips, something that had been on my bucket list for way too long. I visited Calcutta, explored the Shakti Peeths in Himachal Pradesh, traveled to Jammu, and spent time in Nainital and Almora. Along the way, I hiked and explored Pune, Bangalore, and Mumbai, sometimes with friends, sometimes solo. 2 months ago, I had grand travel plans to visit Pondicherry and explore Auroville, followed by Ooty for a whole month. But life had other ideas, and I broke my ankle. But after recovering, I was eager to get back on the road. And a few days ago, a friend invited me on a group trip, and I said yes. And oh my god, what an experience that turned out to be. Hello, everybody, welcome to my channel. And in today's episode, I want to share my experience from my recent trip to Hampi and Gokarna. This was my first ever experience traveling with a group of 26 people in total. Out of them, I only knew two. I was skeptical at first. Would I even enjoy this trip? I often talk about how I dislike too much social interaction, how I prefer staying in my own space doing my own things. But at the same time, I know my best version, the one I aspire to be, is someone who loves connecting with people. And deep down, I believe that's part of my purpose in this life. So consciously, I've been working on getting better at this. In my last video, I mentioned how isolation has made me feel socially awkward. This trip felt like a small step towards changing that. On December 28th, we boarded a bus from Pune. During the group introduction, I realized we all came from diverse backgrounds. Some were solo travelers, some were experiencing group trips for the very first time, like me, and others came with friends to have fun. And some people, to my amaze, were repeating the same trip for third to fourth time. Among us were doctors, engineers, lawyers, and explorers. And in the very first few hours, people were dancing and singing and whatnot. We arrived in Hampi the next morning around 10 a.m. After having breakfast, we set off for Coracle ride. Coracles are traditional bamboo boats that have been used in this region for centuries to ferry people across the Tungabhadra River. This unique bowl-shaped boats carries about 6 to 8 people. We had so much fun. There is also cliff jumping on the other side. Some people were swimming while others like me were stunned to see the view. Following that, we had delicious lunch and later we visited Anjanadri Hill. the birthplace of Bajrangbali Hanuman. I must share that 2024 has given me numerous opportunities to visit Hanuman temples. In May, I unexpectedly visited Kenchi Dham, and now this trip to Hampi followed a similar pattern. Interestingly, before planning this trip, I had no idea that I would end up visiting such a significant place. Throughout the year, I kept finding myself at Hanuman temples, and the synchronicities have been remarkable. Life has been quite shaky lately, and I was looking for him throughout. And when you visit such places, you instantly feel the shift in the energy. And I am such a firm believer of this energy. So, personally, for me, visiting Anjanadri Hill felt like the highlight of the trip. Even I carried a picture of Neem Karori Baba with me, and it felt as though he enjoyed the visit as much as I did. We witnessed a breathtaking sunset from the hill and even saw a floating stone. In ancient texts, this place is referred to as Kishkinda. The hill features a temple dedicated to Hanuman at its peak, which is accessible by climbing about 575 steps. Later on, we visited Pampa Sarovar. Pampa Sarovar is a sacred lake located in the Kopal district near Hampi, south of the Tungabhadra river. It is one of the five sacred lakes or Panch Sarovar in India. Alongside Mansarovar, Bindu Sarovar, Narayan Sarovar, and Pushkar Sarovar. These lakes are mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Hindu mythology regards Pampa Sarovar as a place where Pampa, a manifestation of Parvati, meditated to demonstrate her devotion to Shiva. The Ramayana also mentions Pampa Sarovar as a location where Shabri, a devotee of Ram, awaited his arrival. According to the epic, Shabri was a disciple of Rishi Matanga and had spent years praying to see Ram. She lived in the Matanga Rishi's ashram located at what is now Matanga Parvat in Hampi. Before passing away, Matanga Rishi assured Shabri that Ram would visit her. 13 years later, an elderly Shabri finally met Ram and Lakshman when they stopped at her ashram on their journey to rescue Sita Maya. Shabri suggested they seek help from Hanuman and Sugriv, who resided further south near Pampa Sarovar. The next day, we went to the Vijay Vithala temple, one of the most iconic landmarks in Hampi. As we approached the temple, the first thing that caught our eyes was the magnificent stone chariot standing proudly in the courtyard. The detailed carvings and the grand architecture reflected the artistic brilliance of the Vijayanagar Samrajya. Walking through the temple complex, we were captivated by the intricate pillars of the main hall, each one unique and finely sculpted. The musical pillars, when gently tapped, resonated with soft notes, adding a mystical charm to the experience. It felt like every corner of the temple had a story to tell. It felt like stepping back in the time, seeing how creative and skillful the builders were. Next, we visited the Queen's Bath, a large bathing area once used by the royal family. Then we continued our journey to see the impressive Narsim Bhagwan's monolithic statue, a giant statue carved from a single stone. The fierce yet graceful look of the statue was unforgettable. To end the day, we visited the famous Virupaksha temple, one of the oldest and most revered temples in Hampi. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, the temple stands as a remarkable testament to the architectural brilliance of the Vijayanagar Empire. The temple remains an enduring symbol of Hampi's spiritual and cultural heritage. After all the sightseeing, we journeyed toward Yelapur, where we enjoyed a relaxing dinner and settled in for the night. On day 3, we began our adventure with a visit to the breathtaking Yana caves, a natural wonder nestled in the lush forests of the Western Ghats. The journey to the caves was an experience in itself, with winding paths surrounded by the dense greenery and soothing sounds of nature all around us. As we approached the caves, the sight of the towering black limestone formations left us in awe. We took our time exploring the caves, marveling at the massive rock structures and the cool, mysterious atmosphere inside. After soaking in the beauty of Yana, we made our way to the coastal town of Gokarna, a place known for its pristine beaches and spiritual charm. Our first stop was the local market, where we wandered through vibrant stalls filled with colorful handicrafts, jewelry, and local delicacies. The market had a laid-back vibe, and we enjoyed chatting with the local artisans. From there, we headed to the famous Om Beach, named for its unique shape that resembles the symbol Om. The beach's golden sands and gentle waves invited us to unwind and take in the peaceful surroundings. The sky transformed into the canvas of warm oranges and purples, and the reflection on the water created a magical view. It was one of those moments where the time seemed to stand still and we simply soaked into the beauty around us. As the day started to wind down, we settled in to witness a truly spectacular sunset over the Arabian Sea. After spending some time relaxing by the shore, we decided to hike along the scenic coastal trail to Kunle Beach. The Kunle Beach greeted us with its calm waters and relaxed atmosphere, the perfect spot to unwind and watch the world go by. The highlight of the night was celebrating New Year's Eve with the 31st party at Kunle Beach. The beach transformed into a festive spot with bonfires, music, and groups of people dancing and enjoying the night. We laughed, danced, and celebrated under the starry sky, feeling grateful for the experiences and memories we had created throughout the day. It was the perfect way to wrap up an unforgettable day of exploration and fun. The next day, we woke up early and set off to visit the Mahabaleshwar temple in Gokarna. This ancient and sacred temple, dedicated to Lord Shiva, is known for housing the revered Atmalinga. As we approached the temple, the peaceful atmosphere and the sound of distant temple bells created a sense of serenity. After offering our prayers, we embarked on a scenic drive to Murdeshwar. The journey was a feast for the eyes, with winding coastal roads offering glimpses of sparkling Arabian Sea on the one side and lush greenery on the other. Upon arriving in Murdeshwar, the first thing that caught our attention was the towering statue of Lord Shiva, standing majestically against the clear blue sky. At 123 feet tall, this breathtaking statue is one of the tallest Shiva statues in the world, and its grandeur left us speechless. We made our way to Murdeshwar temple, which sits on the edge of a cliff overlooking the sea. Later in the day, seeking a bit of adventure, we traveled to Honavar for a thrilling boat ride along the river and mangroves. The boat glided through calm water, waving through clusters of lush green mangroves. The light shimmered on the water, and the gentle sway of the boat made for a relaxing yet exciting experience. By the time we returned to shore, the day felt complete, filled with moments of spirituality, wonder, and adventure.